Hello, this training video is going to be training video number 3, start to finish, from getting your lead in the VCRM to creating the package and sending it to your clients. So I've made a mock-up lead. I'm going to click here. All right, it's going to bring up the trip lead information. I'm going to go through. It says number of passengers, child age 0. That means there's not taking any children. Are the dates flexible? Yes, I'm seeing dates 7/24, 3 nights. They want to go to Cancun, adult vacation, all inclusive. And they were referred by Facebook. They want to spend about $3,500. We're going to go over here to their profile. We're going to see where they're located at. They didn't put an address in. I see that their area code is 580, and that's an Oklahoma number, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are in Oklahoma. So the first thing I would do is I would come over here, copy the email, and I've got to access that email. Paste it in there, and then I'm going to add the Honeybee VCRM email, because then it will automatically send this communication to the correspondences. And then I'm going to say mock email. Okay. Afternoon. I'm asking that information just because it doesn't stay in there, you know, if this is just for an anniversary, if they have kids or anything like that. So we want to definitely ask that, because that can affect the type of package they get also, because they can get perks for that. Tell me more about yourselves. I want to know if they have passports. Sorry, it's so quiet. I'm just, yes. sent that. Now I'm going to go to the file. I've emailed them. There. Good afternoon, we got your request. It's showing up in there. I can click on here and you can see that it's got all of the other times that I've communicated with them. So we're going to go over here to trip leads. If you see the trip name, it says web lead request. We're going to change that because you don't want that name for every trip that they take. You want to give everything a unique name. So we're going to say adult trip and I'm sorry if you can hear my kids in the background. Everybody is home while I am trying to get all of this taken care of. Oh, agent name. Let's put Melissa down. Save. Oh, type of trip. Adult vacation. All right. Now let's say that they've emailed back and they've given us some information and all that. So now I'm going to go to my supplier that I'm going to use for this one. I'm going to use FunJet. We found out that they lived in Amarillo. I forgot to put that in that email. Go into Cancun. Date. July 24th. 3 nights. I want to add travel protection. Always add travel protection, especially for international travel. And then if they tell you they don't want it, then you take it out, but you make sure you have documentation in writing stating that. And now we wait. Okay, first thing we're going to do is went ahead and threw up flights, but we can change those in a minute. I'm going to use the filter over here, and I'm going to type in charisma. It's saying that those aren't available. I know that's incorrect because we've had this issue before, and I have contacted them about it. And it's still giving that issue, so we will just use something else. Okay, I'm going to go over here to secrets. If you look over here where it says agent bonus cash, you earn $30 if they have a 3-night minimum stay and you book it by May 31st, and you must be registered with the agentbonuscash.com to sign up. This is money that goes directly to you and not the agency. So this is an extra $30 that loads on your card. So we're going to go there. I always look through the pictures and I look for the beds. The other thing I wanted to see is how far they are from the airport. That's something that they put in their email, let's say, and they wanted to be within half an hour of the airport. So 7 miles, that's definitely doable. Okay, now what I'm going to do is before I start looking at any of the rooms, I want to see what's included in their inclusions, because not every all-inclusive is the same with every resort. So you need to look at these. This is a good one. This is a non-refundable rate. So if they get this room and they don't have trip insurance, then if something happens and they have to cancel, they lose their money. But let's say they said they wanted a room on the beach. First off, I need to make sure that this is an adults only. We're going to go back up there. It is. So now And let's say they were going for their anniversary. Let's look at what this honeymoon suite is. Oceanfront. Now, I don't know if I've covered this in some of my other videos, but oceanfront and ocean view are totally two different things. Ocean view means that they may have some kind of view of the ocean. It may be partial. It may be the room just faced towards the ocean. Ocean view can have many things, but the main concept is that room, when you walk out on the balcony or look out the window, it is facing the ocean. Doesn't necessarily mean that they can see the ocean. It just means that it is facing it. If it is oceanfront, that means it is they see the ocean from their room. It is there on the ocean front. And if it says beachfront, then that means that the room is actually on the beach at the ocean. So let's just scroll on down here. We don't want to go ocean view. Let's do ocean front. Now, if you look down here, it'll say preferred club for the same type of stuff, but it costs more. That's because when you get into the club series of stuff, they get more perks. But I think that would put us over our limit. So let's just choose this one. Okay. I always like to get my clients there as early as possible unless they tell me they don't. So I'm going to go down and look to see when the earliest I can get them there with the shortest amount of connecting flights without going overboard on the budget. So I'm basically seeing that all of these, the earliest is probably the 4:35, but this one's getting there at 3:47, but that's almost an 11-hour flight. So if we go back up here, this shows them flying in and getting there at 6:45. This is a faster one for $20 more. We're going to choose this one. Okay, on the way home, you always need to keep in mind how far they are from the resort and that they need to be there 2 to 3 hours prior to departure. So if they're an hour away from the resort, then you need to keep in mind that and how long it's going to take them to get there and if they're going to have time to eat breakfast or any of that stuff. So I generally don't like to schedule anything before 10 o'clock on their departure. So I'm looking at this. This is 12 hours, and this has them going into more than one place. Then the second thing you need to look at, okay, this is one that looks good, is the minute they fly into the United States, the airport that they're at, they're going to have to get off, get their luggage, and go through customs, and then get back on the plane. You need to make sure they have a minimum of 2 hours. If it's in an airport like DFW, then they need to have a minimum of 2.5 hours to do this. So going into Houston, this is good. Total of 6 hours. It gives them almost 2.5 hours there. And especially during prime seasons, during the summertime, you may even want to up that to 3 hours. But this is a good flight here, so we're going to select this. Now, they gave us a budget of $3,600, but this also includes the insurance. We're not going to worry about adding all the other stuff right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to send this. And again, I'm sorry if you can hear my children screaming in the background. Emailing that. Now, what I will do So I'm pulling this up, and let's say I've already emailed it to them. I forward it to them, and when I forward it to them, I also include the Vacation CRM email. That way it automatically sends that communication to them and it shows what we sent. So let's say they contact me back and they say, yes, we love this, we want to book it, and they want to pay all of it. So I'm going to go over here, the trip information, and now we're going to convert this to a trip. Yes, convert to trip. I'm going to come over here. We're going to go to checkout. And we're going to pretend that we have a booking number and we placed all this information and all of that in. But before we would do that, what we would do, and you guys will be, everybody has a copy of one of these, is I would send them the registration direct link. You guys don't have access to this, but when I send them this, I would go down and I would say, you know, if this looks good to you and this is what you want, then I need you to go to this registration link and to enter as much as information as you possibly can and your credit card information, and then tell them to put their CCV code or their CVV code, whatever it's called, in the notes section. And then once you get everything built, you'll get their authorization to go ahead and process the payment. Make sure you tell them that this isn't processing the payment, but you need everybody's names, their passport information if they've got it already. But this asks for their legal names as it appears on their passports, their birth dates, address, everything. And then you'll put it in there to where this goes to them and to the Vacation CRM email, and that will send it up to the correspondences. Once they fill all of this out, it'll show up on your dashboard that you have a registration, and then we can link those together. So, sorry. So now I'm going to go back. We've got that converted over. Status. We're going to put paid in full. We're going to press save. We're going to add a new reservation. And then this is where you would come in and you would put in all of that. We would put FunJet down. Then you put the booking number, you press save, and then you paste the reservation. You go in, that's where you come in right here. And you will basically go and copy all of this information and then paste it in there, and then it pulls it up. And then you post it, and then you can get your commissions over here. This shows that it would be $365.40. You would enter that there. Save it. And then after you do all of that, then we would go in and we could update the reservation from the supplier, or we could add a new payment. And we can cover that later on, but this will give you the basics of everything you need to basically start and finish your contact with the client. And let's say on the trip itself, we're going to rename it. We're going to say that this is their anniversary July 2019. Because if this becomes something that they do every year, then when you go to search for them or anything like that, it'll pull up all of their trips that they've booked with us. And if you have any questions, give me a call or email me or Erin.